Mina Director Momo, and you're listening to Radio Fry Fry 97.1 FM.
Yeah, family, this is Ali Melody. You already know, man. I'm there with Fry Fry 97.1 FM. It is what it is. It is what it is. One love. Nothing to have your money.
Oh no.
Yeah. I can put up your money.
Oh no.
Yeah. Baby, go. I can build up your money.
Yeah, sure. You can pay using our money merchant code.
Landlord.
Charlotte, put up.
Yeah, account for me house rent, please.
I can build up your money. Yes.
Details a free money number.
Be like many other businesses. Register for AfriMoney Merchant Payment so you don't lose customers paying with AfriMoney. AfriMoney. Quick and easy.
Michelle Group of Companies is reliable, competent, and trustworthy in providing quality service to its wide range of clientele. Through Mishcom, we provide premium internet service, secured data connectivity, VLAN and VOI over stats and fiber to mining industries, enterprises, hospitality industries, banks. We also provide fiber to homes, point-to-point, and satellite backup for Freetown and provincial regions. Through our Michelle Security Agency, called MSA for short, we provide a wide range of services that brings safety, security to our clients. Our services include Staff Guard, which also includes access and control room, customer service security, roving, mobile control, and many more. For more information, visit our head office at number 10I Sasame Lewis Road, Freetown, or call +232 73554 616 or 232 32554 616. Michelle Group of Companies. We are the leaders.
We na RC Bank, which will seem couple you dey work out with money na your phone all time.
We na RC Bank. Of course, now we get the most efficient and convenient internet banking platform na Salon.
Of course, we na the bank of choice. Now we get the best prepaid card na Salon. Come bank with we.
We na Rokel Bank. With a Visa debit card, you can do your transaction any side of the world outside you day.
We na Master Sabipa digital banking business na Salon.
Na RC Bank. Now we get the best low interest rates na Salon.
We na Rokel Bank. We ATM they support careless transaction.
We na Rokel Bank. We dey send and receive money through Western Union, MoneyGram, and Rare.
We na Rokel Bank. With we e-couple, you can send money to anybody when you get bank accounts with we. Just ask for your telephone number. That's it.
Fambulem, another year, we na Rokel Bank. We na Agba Pan banking business na Mama Salon.
Hi guys, this is Incredible JJ, Mr. Freetown coming, Mr. Hodos. Live now one of your favorite radio station, Radio Fry Fry 97.1 FM, Freetown, Sierra Leone.
It's a new year, and your favorite show is back again with a bang. Say hello to Radio Fry Fry's mid-morning show, The Brunch, from Mondays to Fridays, 10 a.m. till 12 midday on 97.1 FM, live on our Facebook page, Radio Fry Fry, and on our website, www.fryfry.live. Experience and enjoy authentic, thought-provoking conversations on every reality. Share your stories and let's debate over great music and so much more wherever you are. On The Brunch, we talk about everything. And I mean everything. It's a new year, and your favorite show is back again with a bang. Say hello to Radio Fry's mid-morning show, The Brunch, from Mondays to Fridays, 10 a.m. till 12 midday on 97.1 FM, live on our Facebook page, Radio Fry, and on our website, www.fryfry.live. Experience and enjoy authentic, thought-provoking conversations on every reality. Share your stories and let's debate over great music and so much more wherever you are. On The Brunch, we talk about everything. And I mean everything.
Hello, Fambudem. Good morning, Kushe, Kabo, Adu, Seke, Kangoma. Imperi. I pray say all they do well inside your day, wherever you day right now. I pray say they get a wonderful time. Just in case you know they get a wonderful time, I'm here to assure you, say what they can get a wonderful time. Of course, you know, say this is the Brunch show brought to you courtesy of Radio Fry 97.1 FM, where they come to you every weekday from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. And of course, we can let forget very important real life conversations, then very important real life, I would say, challenges that they bring come to we as conversations then we all day before we not bar and able for like find the right way together forward. So like I say, we one can say, hey, now the old days, this is where we're going. No, we like forgive we all Sierra Leoneans an opportunity to have a voice and in decision making, in finding out the solutions, in actually seeking out the problems and the roots to the problems we have, and being a part of a change in Sierra Leone, I believe. Of course, not say anything when I hear this voice and when I see this face, I mean, we'll get something important for talk about. And as I say, you hear the voice and I say see the face, that means say, I also they remind you, say, this is an audio-visual radio station we have here. Which means say, if you hear my voice right now, you're able to see my face. If you want to do that day, feel free for follow the conversation on YouTube. Right now, just go to YouTube and type Radio Fry, and you will definitely see the live link. Click on that and feel free for comment at the comment section. Follow the conversation. Feel free for subscribe to the page and follow everything we will do there, because we have a lot coming your way. When I say we have a lot coming your way. And if you don't miss programs, then you go for one for like to get back to them and learn some things that we don't learn, or you meet a program in the middle and you want to go over and back. You wish we would play and back. Don't worry. You see that YouTube page there, they can go so. Literally all we conversation in the day so before learn at your own pace every other thing we don't talk about in the past. So feel free for go to the YouTube now, just type Radio Fry and you go able for follow this conversation and subscribe. Also that means say anytime we will get a conversation, we will go another YouTube. Instead of I need for even tell you, you go get an alert that your phone will make you say yes, we are on live. So yes. Moving forward, of course, say how we can like for do this whole conversation. We can like for start with Papa God. I know not all night to one for talk, but we can know after we get the verse of the day and the quote of the week. So going straight for the verse of the day. See the verse of the day they come up from Philippians 4:6-7, and it says, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God. And the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your heart and your mind in Christ Jesus." I believe, say, this is a very straight, self-explanatory scripture. It is sure we say there is a need for a man to be led in his decisions that he wants to make. It's not be anxious for anything, but you know what they do? Pray and ask the Lord in thanksgiving, make your request known. These are the things I want to do, God. And from there, you go find out, say, what's going to happen? He said, the peace of God that passes all understanding. Now you go come So in a situation in which you are asking the Lord for direction, God's peace will lead you into the right things to do, the right things to say, the right places to be, the next step you need to take. All of these things, even if you don't ask for something where you need to forgive, all of those things are able to come by the peace of God. And I believe there's a reason why this scripture is so important for today, and you can't know go into the topic. So the next day we'll get at the quote of the week, where they come out from John F. Kennedy. John F. Kennedy, they give a quote of the week today. And this quote of the week, they say, children are the living messages we send to a time we will not see. Children are the living messages we send to a time we will not see. I mean, say, now the joy this of any mama or papa, the fact say in Peking able for outlive them. Not to for me Peking die before in die. Not for make you Peking before outlive them. Why? Because we inside we Peking then and then we store with visions, with messages, we say the things that we stand for, all the things that we're vital about life, we put inside our Peking there for continue in instead. So it's very important what you expose your Peking to. If you know say you know how many Peking, they send a message where you know go like bear you back, invest the right things, create the right atmosphere, and provide for them in the way that will help them to be the best people they can be tomorrow, even when you're not there. I remember I said yesterday a scripture back will be read, and this is why we'll be saying to train up a child in the way they should go. We show we say that it's a way a child should go, and obviously if you talk about a message like this, the beginning, then they go out and give a message, they show you say, well, then life na that message. If they go the wrong way, the message when they show now that's it. Well, you not try now, they go mean. I'm praying to say that it will ever be the reality of any parent out there. So going straight into the conversation, of course, I know say in this month we focus on parenting and child education. We're not understanding picking them, how to understand the whole different things about picking business. And of course, I can try my best for sure. Say I not just come and give you boku information. I can like for bring facts. I can like for make yourself see for yourself. Many of you, like I said, just can't talk and say, "Oh, they give you advice." What does mean for can advise you? There are so many things out there that will show you and prove to you that there's a reason why this is important to talk about. And I want to show you then things and you come to the place of decision yourself, or we can come to that place together. If you're able to call on the number where we go open the phone lines and you self go for give contribution. Obviously, I'm not here alone. I have a beautiful woman of God here with me, all the way from Ghana. She's here blessing us with her presence, her wisdom, her experience in the field of parenting, and she's also an educationist. She has a lot of accolades behind her belt. If I say I want to begin to talk about all the things that we don't accomplish, we not go come out now. So the best I will say, good morning, ma. Please, you are welcome to the show. We'll then go know a little bit about you.
A little bit, okay. Good morning, if I'm with it. So, this is JOYCE OPOKU. Like you said, an educationist. I'm currently the directress of the First Love Christian Mission School. We are running the nursery and daycare currently.
Okay.
I'm also a lady pastor in my church, and I'm in charge of dancing stars.
Wow.
Dancers who dance for the Lord. Yes. Young people who are using their energies for God.
Dance for the Lord.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, just in case you only to tune in now, or you don't listen to this, especially if you don't listen to the program before, definitely you're going to say you don't see this face here before. She was here last week. She blessed us so much with experience. I pray say today back go be far more than what we learned last week from this wonderful woman of God. Also, the other thing I want you for knowing that you see this week it always starts with waking me quiet. Don't worry, as the program they go in the car. In the car increase, and so you can do it all the time. Anyway, moving forward to the actual conversation today, we want to talk about choice. We want to talk about choice. Of course, what would they talk about choice in the context of parenting? We're talking about the choice of having a child as a couple. We don't marry, we need to talk about this. Like I say, we try for talk to you ways until you think about her, even reach the age itself vast enough, married it, and all of there are so many requirements you need to step into. You need to pass some places of responsibility before you even think about this conversation. If you're not saying the day yet, this is definitely for your future. It is not for any time soon. So, but definitely for the one that we don't married, this is something I believe we should talk about. Choices. The choice to have a child, the choice not to have a child, and other choices that surround this whole having a child and not having a child thing. We're going to go into that very, 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 very deeply. I believe, say, one of the most important things for breakdown, if you're talking about choices, is the word choice itself. We make, of course, we Master Sabi, woman of God, Naya. What they can broken down for we small. So, yes, ma. What do you go say, in your opinion, not choice, especially in the context?
Oh, well, choice.
Yeah.
As a language person, let me begin from when we say choice, what does it mean, and where is choice even coming from? It's coming from a French word.
Okay.
English is based on French and Germanic roots.
Wow.
So it's coming from the French word choisir.
Wow.
Which means to choose or perceive.
Okay.
Everybody has their own perception. I remember one of my teachers used to tell us that opinions are like noses. Everybody has it. So it's the same with choices.
Opinions are like what?
Nose.
Noses. Oh.
Noses. Everybody has one. You cannot say you don't. Everybody has a choice. So
okay.
What you perceive, how you think about it, what you choose, that is choice. And I believe that human beings were all created by God. Even if you are not Christian, whatever your religion is, you believe that is a religious belief that a supreme being created the world.
Wow.
And we were, right from the onset, we were given the opportunity to choose.
Okay.
God made Adam and Eve, placed them in a garden, gave them everything at their disposal, and told them that this thing is here, this tree of good and evil is here. Don't go near it. They had a choice. To go and eat of the fruit or not. It was a choice.
There could have been a way that he would have blocked that way and say you can never go there because of this. But he said you don't, it is there,
it
but
is
just
there.
don't.
It's a choice. Good is there, evil is there. It's a choice. So God has given us the free will. Free will. That's why you may hear of people doing evil, people doing bad, even though they have the choice to also do good. Somebody who has stolen may have had the choice not to steal, to steal or not steal, but decided he chose. So in everything we do in our lives,
they have to choose.
There is choice everywhere. We have to choose to be or not to be, like Shakespeare said in his book Hamlet.
Wow. To
be or not to be, everything in this life is a choice. What you do, what you don't do. So in parenting, there are lots of choices.
You know,
and one of the choices is having kids or not, and when to have them and all of that. So
you know,
it all boils down to.
When you're talking right now, you've been my mind has just been on nose. I don't know why. I'm just hoping that one day I do not walk down the street and I meet a man without a nose, because the first thing that comes to mind, oh, you don't have choice.
Everybody has it.
But you know, some people might not have nose, so you know,
Ideally, God made it such that everybody
has it. Everybody has. Okay. Yes. The day I see somebody that does not have a nose, I'll definitely call you. I've seen somebody.
Well, we have deformities, but ideally,
it is. Well, anyway, so with that said, of course, yes, you've just laid everything down on that one. You get choice. In fact, for gap that money itself, now choice. You can choose to not wake up. You know, you hear the alarm. I remember many times. That happened to me.
Well,
the alarm will be ringing. I'm like, please, just alone, another 30 minutes.
It's everyone. It's not you alone. Sometimes you can decide that, let me get up. You get up, you put off the alarm.
Yeah.
It's a choice.
Yeah.
You can decide that, let me get up with the alarm. You get up with the alarm. Sometimes you wake up, you see the alarm, you put it off. Yeah. Okay, let me snooze it for some 10, 15 minutes more. Then before you realize. Yeah. Depending on your choice.
So the thing about choices that we all have to accept is that, you see, when you make choices, it mostly eventually will overflow to not just affecting you but affecting others.
Yes.
I remember the time I was talking to somebody about choices the last time, and I spoke about this. I said you can choose to wake up in the morning and scrub and brush your teeth, and you can choose to wake up in the morning and not brush your teeth.
Yes.
it is your choice. But the person you get for where you get for go talk to, now you get for bear the consequences.
So it's true. Your choice affects not you alone, but
not you
everybody
alone.
else.
So at the end of the day, that is the power of choice. You might say a choice is one of the things that God has given us to be able to navigate our way and actually choose our destiny. Because you can say, oh, my destiny and my future are in the hands of God. Wonderful. But you know what? God can put that destiny and your future back into your hands based on the way you choose things in life. He says, behold, I have placed before you life and death. Choose. Yes. If you don't choose the right one, it left to you. There are many things that I would see as examples throughout the Bible, throughout real life, that would show you that choices are that powerful. A man can choose to empower himself. Another man can choose to just go and work for somebody. At the end of the day, most of the time, the man that chooses to empower himself will be in the place to employ the one that chose to work for somebody. Yeah. These are different choices that different people took in different situations, giving them different results. So at the end of the day, choices are that powerful, full stop. The next thing that we're going to is this thing about choices in having a child and child raising and all of that. I feel like, I don't know, I wanted to ask this before we go right into it. Like, where do you think this choice, this thing starts? Like the choice to have a child?
Well, from my perspective as a pastor, as a Christian, it started from the fall when Adam and Eve sinned and God was cursing them.
Okay.
One of the curses he gave the woman was that your desire shall be unto a man. Yes, that's why you even see people who are not married chasing men. It's like they want to have a man. And then one of the other things was that in pain, you will give birth. So even though it is a curse, it is something bad, because of the power of God, because the power of God surpasses everything, we see it.
Please, what exactly is bad in this matter?
That you give birth but in pain.
Oh, so it's the pain that is bad, it's not the bad.
Yes, the pain is bad. But even though you would have to go through that pain, it's a curse, but every woman looks forward to that curse happening in their lives. Yes.
You know, some women will say they don't feel pain in childbirth.
It's not true.
I don't know if you've had it before. I've had it too. I've had over 4-5 different women giving me that testimony. I remember a woman that told me that she went in labor, her husband was not around. And in pain, she just got up. You know that pain that causes your water to break? And as the water broke, there and then the child came out. She had to catch the child.
Yes.
I was like, wow.
It also happens. Well, I wouldn't say it's not true, but it's a painful experience. The contractions alone, it's something. I mean, bones having to open for somebody's head to pass through, it can't be that it's not painful.
Wow.
Like, imagine a part of your body, a bone, having to open for somebody's head to pass through. You know, it should be painful.
I cannot imagine that because
everybody has their own unique birth stories. Like what the woman said, when your waters break, sometimes the way the waters break, talking from experience.
Very, very serious experience. Multiple experiences.
By the grace of God, I've had children. I've seen other women also giving birth. The way the waters break, sometimes the waters break and then the nurses or the people attending to you don't realize it.
Okay.
So in that same way, the baby will come out and they wouldn't notice it.
Oh, wow.
But sometimes the way the water comes, maybe it came, everybody saw it, so it's like, okay, this is a gradual process. Everybody has their own speed.
I see.
So what the woman said is true, because when I had my daughter, I didn't take up to 1 hour in the hospital. The whole of the labor process, giving birth, everything. I didn't take up to 1 hour.
Wow.
So by the time my husband got to the, he told us that we were on our way. I said, oh, come home. I was with my mother. I said, come home, meet us at my mother's end. I said, what has happened? He said, oh, look at your baby. We are done. I said, is that how? That's not how we know.
You're making me feel like I'm a bad person.
No, you are not.
Because like for me, I took like 9 hours in my mom.
So my mom, every woman has their own unique.
Anyway, it's wonderful. So we digress.
For some,
so let's go back to the
but
conversation.
It is painful. The contractions, it is painful. It may be a little easy for you because God made it easier for the Hebrew women that they could even give birth on their own without or with the help of midwives or with another elderly women, but it is painful.
Okay.
It is. The contractions, the whole thing is painful, but we look forward to it. We love that case, if you like. Women like that case. So even though it is a case, we look forward to it.
Okay.
Why? Because God has also said in the Psalms that don't you see that children are God's best gifts? This thing that you have been cursed to get, it is God's best gift, and that the fruit of the womb is His generous legacy.
Okay.
I mean, who wouldn't like to get the best thing from God? The person who has created you is giving the best thing. Why wouldn't you fight? Even if it is painful. So the choice of having children comes from there. Like, yes, in pain, you will get it, but it's the best thing that God could ever give you.
As a woman?
As a woman, you would fight for it. That's why you even see some people, they are not married, but like, I'm not married, but I want to have a child. Sometimes. Which we all know is not in context.
Not in God's will.
Context, because it's not in God's will. And even in our communities, it's not right, because if you go on the streets and you call somebody, excuse my language, but if you go and call somebody bastard picking, it is enough to start a third world war. It's like, we all know that it's not right. So
let's try our best to not be doing that. We'll try our best to say alone. We're trying. So with that, I know there's something that I was trying to get to, and that is this. Having a child, like the choice of having a child. For me, with everything I've seen, I believe it should come long before a couple chooses to go into the sex that will cause it to happen.
Okay.
Why am I saying this? Having a child means, like, there's something that God did that's really marveled me in creation. I got to see that because He came to the place where He said, let us make man. He had to first create the heavens and the earth, put everything that man needed, and then it's lastly brought man. Man that He looked at and He made in His image and according to His likeness. To a certain extent, we all try to refer to God as Father, and we see ourselves as His children, which means I would say one of the greatest examples of parenthood comes from our relationship with God, where they show we say, to a very large extent, it is very wise to make provision for a child before choosing to before actually following that choice with the action, whatever we call conception. I don't know if I'm getting to the place where I'm going to, but that's my best way to bring it. I feel like the choice of having a child does not start with sex.
No.
Because I don't know. That's why I don't know. But what do you think, ma?
Yes, it doesn't start with sex. I mean, it's like we are talking about choices. It's your preparedness. Let's say it even starts psychologically.
Wow.
Are we prepared? The readiness. We are married. Okay, let's decide. Do we want to have children immediately? Or we want to enjoy ourselves as married couples a year or two before we start having children? Or
so that is a thing.
As we stand, I mean, we look at the cost of even getting married. Some want the type, depending on the type of wedding you want, the type of marriage ceremonies. May spend a lot. So by the time you are done, maybe you are financially down. Am I financially ready for this child that is coming? Or myself as a parent, as the father, as the mother, am I ready to welcome a child into this home to father him? The responsibility of being a father, being a mother, am I ready for it? Is this the right time for it? So it's all the readiness, the financial I wouldn't say financially stable, but it comes in because when you have a child, it's like you have received a stranger into the home. And we all know what we go through when a stranger is coming to our homes. You get a special place. This child is not like you. We need a certain sleeping place, a baby cot, this and that. You wouldn't want to bring somebody into the world and then, like we say, suffer the person. You would want the person to be okay. So You have the food they eat is different, the water they even drink, the various things. So all those are.
I really like the place you came from when you talked about the psychological preparation, because when you don't see yourself as a father but you want a child, when you don't see yourself as a mother but you want a child, it's a problem. And seeing yourself as a mother is not seeing yourself with a child. Seeing yourself as a father is not seeing yourself with a child. Seeing yourself as a father is you knowing that you have already come to the place where the provision that a child would need to be sustained and developed into whatsoever they're supposed to be tomorrow is already made available.
Yes.
Same thing with the mother. You don't, because this is the thing. There is a role and a responsibility given to the father and the mother in the child's life.
Yeah.
And if you are still yet to step into any amount of consciousness in those responsibilities and preparing yourself towards that, I don't understand why choose to bring a child in the world then. Because then you'll be experimenting in their lives, and whatsoever mistake you make will affect them for the rest of their lives. Yeah. But I don't know. I'm bringing this out because I really believe that at this point, these are things that people should think about.
Yes. Because when you take a child is so vulnerable, right from the onset. Even their skin is even so soft that you have to hold them a certain way, handle them a certain way. Yeah. But we should also know that the choices of the parents, like you said, somebody's choice doesn't affect them alone. It affects all the people around. Yeah. Like somebody deciding to brush or not, it affects everybody else. So the choices the parents make, the father, the mother, affects the child right through his or her life.
And the child now affects everybody they meet.
Now affects everybody. Because so you have to be really prepared for it in all meanings of preparedness, financially, psychologically. Like, let's say you are a working woman, and then you are going to have a child. It means that you are going to take maybe some 3 months off work for your maternity leave. You'll be home with your child. Even after the 3 months, you would have to plan. How would I do it? Because a child, 3 months, or a 3-month-old child cannot live with another person. So who will take care of it? All of that affects the child. So the choice really affects and influences the child's life so much so that we really need to think about it properly before going into it. You cannot just, sometimes you say that, I didn't expect it and it came. But even at that, you will still have to prepare. You still have to psych yourself that, this child is going to come. That's why you see people even get the names for the children before the children come.
Exactly.
There is no mother who will just go to the maternity ward that I'm in labor, I've come to give birth. They will prepare. I remember myself. I prepared. When I had my first son, it was my first child. It was my first, so I didn't know much, but I was helped. I had to pack this, pack that. But the second one, I knew. It looked like I was so sure of the time. Wow. So my daughter was born on a Tuesday. The Monday, I remember washing all the clothes, packing the things, making the bed. This is the first clothes she will wear. This is the second clothes she will wear. Okay, with this diaper, if this one is soiled, this is the next thing. With this, I mean, you prepare. Even if you say it's a mistake, you didn't prepare for it. You just, there is that stage. You have to, because it's going to affect that, not that child alone, but the world at large, because the child is in the world, and whatever happens to the child affects everybody else.
That now that you're in this place, I need to ask this question. Do you really excuse people that say, I'm not being planned? The Peking just come, do you really excuse that, especially for married people that said, the child came in a very bad time, we were not in the place to have a child, but you are in the place to do what will bring the child? I don't understand.
Yes.
I'm talking about married couple
now.
I'm not talking about as long as you are not married, please, whatever you are doing, we're not even talking about it. It's not what we're talking about.
All right, so still on choices. A married couple can decide that we are not ready to have kids, but we are also not ready to take contraceptives because contraceptives have side effects.
Yes.
So we'll do it the natural way. But sometimes, even on contraceptives, some women still get pregnant. So you can't stop it. But you wouldn't say that you are ending a life because you didn't prepare to receive the life. God has prepared to give you that life. So you should also be ready to. So even if you are not prepared, accept it has come.
So this is bringing us to the place that
That child has come, so
if you are going to get married,
yes,
and you're not ready to have a child, then don't get married.
No, we are not saying you cannot say you're not getting
Because
married.
wait, hold up. The reason why I'm bringing this is because if you are going to get married and you're not willing to have a child, it means you're going to use contraceptives which have negative side effects and can actually eventually stop you from having a child in the future. That's one thing that you're risking just by taking that decision.
It can.
Yes,
it can also not.
Yeah,
So
I know. Then the second thing that is going to come in now is you are going to risk bringing a child into the world by mistake. Which these two things are two.
There's no mistake here.
Well, that is
you
the
are
thing.
married. You are having sex.
That's the thing. If you don't want the child, you will say it's mistake now.
Look at me using
now like
I
I'm
am
coming
not
from
planning
one place.
to have a child at this time doesn't mean it's a mistake. Once you have sex as a married couple, you know that this sex.
If you are not planning to have the child,
no, you know that this sex we are having can bring a child.
Yes, but you're not willing to have a child once you're having that sex.
willing. Well, if a couple decide that we don't have to have kids at all in the marriage, or for the first 10 years of our marriage, we don't want to have kids, it's their choice.
So that means there is also a when in this.
Yes, a when.
You can choose to get married and get the pregnancy later.
Yes, like,
you get a child, let's say in the next 5-10 years or in the next 2 years.
Maybe after 5 years.
It's wonderful. It's wonderful. But then in that your plan, there is room for error.
Yes, once you are married, you know that we will definitely have children.
Yes, so if it comes before the 5 years,
if it comes before the time you planned, it is still a child that has come. Whatever plans you are going to make for that child.
But the problem now is this: the people that will think this way will not plan for the kids. Why? Because their minds will be like, in the next 5 years, that's when I want the child. So if that child mistakenly comes in the next 1 year, that man, the world is coming into, it's a world unprepared. Everything is in shambles. The father is still a boy, because that's what I would say.
If you ask me, my husband and I decided that, we are just married, we are not too okay, let's wait a little, and then after some time. But we sat down, we're like, but wait, what are we waiting for? Like, what? See, there can never be a time when, like, you are okay to have kids. It's just like saying that when you are getting married, I want to know the person well. I want some time to know the person. You yourself, you know yourself. You see, you yourself, you may not know yourself. There are some situations you meet, and the way you react, when you look at yourself, you're like, is it me? What came over me? So you yourself, you may not even know yourself well to go and know somebody well. Somebody as well, like the way you want to. So I think that there's never a time like that. So we decided that, later. And then we spoke about it. We received counsel that, an older, more experienced couple told us that. From experience, we don't think that time is, because every day responsibilities will come. Responsibilities will come. It was just the man alone. You have come to join, two of you. Maybe he was living in a single room. He has to move to an apartment. All of responsibilities add. Family is there. Sometimes friends. Sometimes responsibilities add on. So there will never be a time where like responsibilities have gone down. It won't happen. So when we a year after the marriage, we got a son, and then 2 years after him, the girl came. So I asked my husband that, so what were we waiting for? Like, we're looking for a time to be okay. This has been 7 years. Why is there? It's like everything is okay. It's like there's no added responsibilities. Like, this is the ideal time.
You grew with the responsibilities.
This is the ideal time. I feel there's nothing like that. It will come, so just accept it. Sometimes you are told that, you know that you are going to receive the slap. Receive it and get over it. So you know that you married, you are going to have kids. Unless you have decided you are not having kids at all. That you can go the extra mile on all the contraceptives or whatever means you want to use. But once you decide that we are having sex, you should also know that, I mean, once you eat food, you know that you get the nutritional benefits. So why do you want to eat and then you are not expecting the nutritional benefits?
So at least we can agree on this, that if you've gotten married and you obviously are going to endeavor in the pleasures of marriage, at least, even though you say I want my child to come in the next 5 or 2 years, you should have prepared like the child is coming today, whilst you are enjoying yourself. So when the child comes, it's not appearing in one kind of mess. Yes. Because these are realities that we have to accept, we have to face. Because children are suffering simply because of things like this. They come into a world that has not been prepared for them by their parents. And then they have to start, finding their way where they should be showed the way. But anyway, we can continue in that light. And there is another part of this conversation that will be coming up mostly in the second hour, because I want to go into it, but I feel like if we go into it now, it might be. But anyway, let's just go into it quickly, and we'll come back to it and go really deep. And this is the choice of not having a child. The choice of not having a child. There's a way you can look at having a child that will tell you that a couple should not say they will never have a child. It's not you would think like, what kind of a decision is that? How can you say you are married and you're not having a child? It does not make sense according to certain things that you know. But let's bring it to the table. What do you think about that?
In a context, it makes sense.
Okay.
Because the choice of having children depends on several things.
Mm-hmm.
A person's career.
Okay.
So maybe let's say, let's take an air hostess who is always moving up and down, and gets married and they decide that they are not having children.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, depending on her career, the husband has agreed that, okay, your career may not make it possible for you to be at home with the child and all of that. So it's our decision, it's our choice.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and then sometimes also some decide that we will have children, but not on our own. We can adopt.
Mm-hmm.
We can adopt, not on our own.
Yeah.
For us to go through all this parenting, like having to carry pregnancy for 9 months, you may not be able to work as hard as you used to do.
Mm-hmm.
You may have to slow down at some point. So we don't want to go through all that. We just want to adopt. And so it's like, it's a decision. They will have children, but they did it on their own. So you could adopt and then it makes up for it. And then not having children, sometimes it's maybe in the will of God, because Jesus said of Judas, who betrayed him, that it would have been better if he were not born. And when you look at world history, there are some people that it would have been better if they had not come into the world. I mean, we can say it would have been better if Adolf Hitler had not come into the world. It would have been better if Joseph Stalin had not come into the world. It would have been better if Saddam Hussein had not come into the world. You get it? So if maybe their parents decided that we are not having kids and they follow somebody's influence to have kids, those kids, they didn't only affect them, affected millions of lives. So a couple deciding not to have kids at all may be in the perfect will of God.
Okay.
Because Jesus said of Judas, who is somebody's child, whose parents decided to have children and had him, that it would have been better he wasn't born at all. So sometimes.
When I look at children and childhood, especially in the context of my beliefs, it makes it a little bit difficult to agree with certain things. Like for me, I remember a portion of something I was reading that said that, I remember when Jesus was with his disciples, and he said, "Hey, your mom is here, your brothers are here, they want to see you." And he said, "Who is my mother and who is my brother?" And say my mother and my brother is not the people that I'm biologically connected to. My mother and my brother are the people that are what? The people that are actually functioning in the will of God. And one of the things that you will look at is the fact that you see this thing what they call be fruitful and multiply. Now to Motamana in the talker. Na to Motama and the person talking about God. Wait, I like.
No, it's good.
So at the end of the day, you get to watch your back. You say, okay, that is the will of God, and there are people that are choosing against that will. And it makes now the thing tough now. Say, okay, well, God will not say. Then you can't ask Motama. You say you don't say again. You get, or Papa God nice but me I not do. You get, so like Nadane one of the things that we can scare away to this to have and not to have part of the question. And also the other thing we very scary here is also the choice of not having a child based on the fact that the Peking go get a negative influence and the world due to whatever the situation or circumstance of life. At the end of the day, I feel like I say it's not the having a child or the not having a child. From your part, it's more the responsibility that comes with having a child that most people do not own up to. Like, for example, you are a very wonderful woman of God. I believe that if the people that were necessary to shape you up into the woman that you are today, if they were vacant, if they are not around, if they are not available, by now, you won't be here. Thank you. So now we have children that we are wishing were not born. But who is the problem? Is it the children that were born, or is it the people now? Who side this now don't come out now months today? I know they are now no more.
The children, they grew up before we came to the conclusion that it would have been better they were not born. They had their choices.
They had the choices.
Adolf Hitler had the choice to be
a
good leader.
Well,
a good leader or a bad leader. Oh, you cannot say Judas was not trained. Judas was trained by Jesus himself.
Judas was trained after. Okay, this is the thing I love about. I love about biology and how it relates with God. You see, there is this way that there's something that we were studying the first 1,000 days of a child's life. You see, the brain of a child, the major work in the brain of human beings, it happens from the moment the baby is a fetus,
yes,
to 1 almost 2 years old. After that, now small changes the more they see compared to the big work where they be done inside that first beginning stages of the Peking life. By the time they say age 3, most of what the man would should be, the brain don't form to already, which makes it very scary because you now look at somebody like Judas that has been squandering people's money for how many years before he met Jesus. Then now Jesus came up and he said, you know what, I'm going to help your life. And even he helping the guy's life, Jesus was okay with the man stealing. Can you imagine? The man was stealing and he gave him the money. He said, oh, you want to steal? Not going to go more than me while they sleep. Hold the bag.
Oh, no.
No,
I Jesus gave him the money back.
He said, no more than they wake me millionaires for thief money. You know, it's all the money.
No.
Anytime you feel.
That wasn't why Jesus gave him the money back.
I know this is not why, but I'm just showing you how Jesus made it easy for him. He said, please, don't be bothering people.
No, but why would you think Jesus will make it easy for somebody to see? Jesus didn't come to teach us to do bad.
Good. Anyway, it's okay. But,
so you are saying his habits were formed in those early stages, so much so that it was even difficult for the Son of God to have changed it.
Well, that's the thing. I don't believe that it's the Son of God that had to change anything. Like, for example, if you check, the disciples they showed a lot of flaws throughout Scripture.
Yeah.
And anytime you go, you meet up Jesus, they go there. But from what they talk to, this one thing,
Peter went to cut this year.
So it's not like it was hidden that these people needed help. Yeah. They needed help. They were not perfect people. They all needed help. Look, let's even go beyond the disciples. Look at the other guy, Paul. The guy had killed. And then I say, okay, come, let me use your life. It's just like that. So when you talk about the childhood stage now, I believe it's the stage in which you are able to correct all of those mistakes all of those things before they even happen. So you don't need to now try to manage them when the men are old. Why? Because when they were already young, the right things that were supposed to be set had been set. The environment that needed to be given to them was made available, because the people that brought them into the world thought about the world they wanted to bring the child into, not just the child. But I don't know. I'm just bringing out my own thoughts here. But how you see them?
So it's like the child is like a seed.
Uh-huh.
You have nursed the seed without problem. It has grown.
Uh-huh.
But you also realize that when that seed becomes a tree, you may need to prune it. Will you
Yeah.
say that because that seed was very okay in the first few months or whatever of its life, you would have to.
Definitely, yeah.
Yes, because when the seed, like when children are young, let's say the first 2-3 years, they may have an understanding, but they may not have a better understanding of things.
Yeah.
So as they grow, you add on.
Mm-hmm.
You add on, and they have their free will to choose.
Yes.
So Judas, even if somebody is teaching you wrong, you also know the good.
Mm-hmm.
And after some time, it's not every, let's take a father who is a drunkard.
Mm-hmm.
His children may have seen the effects of his drinking on them, his alcoholism on them, and may not want to be like that to their children.
Okay.
And so they would grow up not being that because they chose to be better than what they
parents.
saw.
Yeah.
But if you have a child who wants to be exactly like that, it is his choice. He saw good, he saw bad.
I love the fact that you brought that example. you know why I love it? It's because I remember myself and a lot of other friends I had that found ourselves doing exactly the opposite. You know, we saw certain things in our parents.
Yes.
And we're like, I will never be that.
Yes.
And you know what? The more we said so, the more we are becoming that. So me, I will not
it takes the grace of God.
I'm telling you, it's like the more you pay attention to not be the thing, it's the more of the thing you start seeing. I don't know if it ever happened to you. It happened to me. I know many people it happened to. It was only after we understood that, the more we pay attention to it, the more we're like,
it
I don't want.
It takes the grace of God. There is no parents who would want their children to come out in a bad way. Every parent tries, but at a point, the grace of God has to take over.
Yeah.
Because when the child is faced with a choice, good or bad, depending on the grace of God, the child may not do the right thing. And it could affect them.
And
it could affect everything that has been, the whole foundation
that has been laid.
That has been very good till a certain point. Sometimes it's just one friend that comes into your life.
Yeah.
One friend you met in secondary school. Like for those of us who went to boarding schools, let's say you are from a very disciplined home. I know children who tell me that by 7 p.m. I should be at home. If I go home at even 1 p.m., it's a problem. My father will not take it. My mother will not take it. Then you go to secondary school where there's no mother, there's no father. You are just in the school. Of course, there is timetable and all of that, but you meet a friend who says that, you can decide not to sleep. When everybody is sleeping, we can decide to jump the wall and do so thing. If God does not help your child, all the foundation will go with. So it doesn't mean that Judas had a bad foundation. We don't know Judas' parents, so I don't want us to go to the conclusion that his parents didn't bring him up well, or he saw his father always stealing money, so he ended up being like that. You saw something bad in your parents and decided that, no, this bad thing, I don't want it. You had a choice. That, let me be like this. And much as you decided not to be like that, we see that if you like, any child, your father's evils or your mother's evils, the bad things they do,
has a way
of affecting you. If you are not careful, you will just walk into them.
But looking at it, the truth is, that is not something that is a new thing. It's not like we're only discovering today that when your parents have negative traits, you see some of them in you. And when your parents have positive traits, you see some of them. It's not like it's today. We've seen it in David and Solomon. We've seen it in Abraham and his kids. We have seen it. We have been seeing it. It's not like it's just coming into the world. We know that even when God chooses to have a covenant with a man, When he starts with one man, his whole generation is now a product of that covenant.
Yes.
If God says, I'm going to curse this person, his whole generation. Why? Because you are not just that man.
Yes.
I'm telling I'm talking about somebody.
Ham's descendants are still cursed. Because...
Thank you. So your life does not end when your time on earth finishes. He says what? He say your fruit prolongs your days. Yeah. So God not they see you like just you. You born picking today, now you back. It's not like you are giving birth to something different. You are giving birth to yourself. And that's why I really love the quote of the week. And he said that children are the messages we send to a time that we will not see. So it's not like you will not be there as in this consciousness of you, but a product of you will be there. A fruit of you. There are more people in your loins. Oh, are you going to say they're not you? Tomorrow, that's why people say, you know what, let us track your blood lineage. Why? Because it's the same blood, it's the same person. Hey God, why am I using these Nigerian terms now? Anyway, so long and short of it, I feel like I love the fact that this is getting argumentative. I really like the energy. And unfortunately, I am feeling bad for the parents that would say they are bringing kids into the world and not pay attention to this. Why am I saying this? It's because if we are accepting certain things, like for example, one, naturally you self within at the world now, you struggle with certain things the way you know saying like papa you see ampa, like mama you see ampa. You're not born the do out. You just saw it and you self find out say even though you been the test them, you just struggle with them. It is telling you that you know what, you bring a child into this world, the tendency for them to struggle with it again, it might be very great just like it happened to you. So what you get for do, I know I'm bringing a child into the world. What are the things that I'm supposed to put together in my own life? I'm not talking about even creating money, putting in the bank. First, character-wise, habits. What do I want to see in my child? If I don't want to see it in my child, why is it inside of me? These are things you have to sit down. We say, okay, yes, I want to be a father now. I want to be a mother now. But you see these things, they are not traits that should be found in a father. They are not traits that should be found in a mother. But it's inside of me. If I bring a child now, he's going to see it. So,
yes, and children learn more from what they see.
Thank you.
So that's why I said psychologically you prepare to be a parent.
Yeah.
I don't think that. Well, sometimes some go to the extreme because of the addiction, but most of the time, a parent who has a negative side wouldn't want their children to see it.
Mm-hmm. So I
don't think any father would.
They try so hard to hide it, but it's so
hard
obvious at
because
the end of the day.
They know that sometimes, like I said, it may be the addiction, or sometimes some people become better versions of. Some parents become better versions of themselves. So that the children would, much as possible, they try. There's no parent, well, sometimes, like extremely, because of choices, and decide that, oh, it's okay. My child should know that smoking is bad. So if he sees me smoking is not good. Smoking is not good, and then like we are smoking before the child. Unconsciously, he says that if it's not good, why is my father doing it?
Thank you.
So they may learn it, but much as possible, I believe that growing up, the bad things we saw, we felt were not good for us as children. Maybe the effects of your father being a drunkard didn't help you. I don't think anybody would wish that for their children, even though we cannot outlook the fact that it may happen, certain things may happen, but we do our best to make sure that, as I'm going to have a child, the child should see me in a certain light. Charity begins from the home.
Exactly.
Whatever becomes of the child is from the home. A child who is very, let's say, very time conscious, it begins from the home. School is 8 o'clock. You wake up at 6, you do this, it starts from the home. If any time you wake up is okay, you definitely grab. But if you know that, hey, in my home, this time is for this time is for this, you may just grow up like that.
Yeah.
So most of the things we see, it has a way of affecting children. And like we said, the choice the parents make for their children does not affect just only them, but affects everybody else. So,
and that is what we are going to come back with when we come from the break, because we need to go for a very short commercial break. Definitely not say we'll open the phone lines. And you have the able for Rob Mott by this conversation. I believe say you must get something for say. Feel free for just keep this number in mind quick: 088 971 971. We'll come back very soon.
Mommy Fatisa from California.
You need these shoes? Yes, okay. And then this watch shoes also. Yes.
Mommy Anna.
Okay, Columbus, Ohio, and that's your sister. All right. Yes, she will give you this. And this hat also is for you.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Yes, sir. Felix. Mama Kariatun Piki. From California, sir. Yes, sir. No, not so dandy. Now money give $500, sir.
Unfortunately, your money is not here yet. And there's a little bit of delay in the flight. Something happened and they said our suitcases, you know.
Wait for me. This English way they can for pack and they are. What's up? Now forgive me money. What's up, Kumba?
Are you serious? Do you know who the hell you're talking to?
I know. Who that they call you call Obi Grave, this, that, I know. Now me money I want. See what's up.
Next time, tell your mama say, wait, you want send money for you. Let him use Afri money.
Afri money?
Yes, with Afri money. You go able to receive money. All of us not
Don't let that uncle give you excuses. Tell your family or loved ones in the UK, USA, Guinea, and Gambia to send money directly into your AfriMoney wallet using EasyPay, Afro International, or BNB Cash App. AfriMoney, quick and easy.
We na RC Bank, which will seem couple you dey work out with money na your phone all time.
We na RC Bank. Of course, now we get the most efficient and convenient internet banking platform na Salon.
Of course, we na the bank of choice. Now we get the best prepaid card na Salon. Come bank with we.
We na Rokel Bank. With a Visa debit card, you can do your transaction any side of the world inside you day.
We na Master Sabipa digital banking business na Salon.
Na RC Bank. Now we get the best low interest rates na Salon.
We na Rokel Bank. We ATM they support careless transaction.
We na Rokel Bank. We dey send and receive money through Western Union, MoneyGram, and Rare.
We na Rokel Bank. With we e-couple, you can send money to anybody when you get bank accounts with me. Just ask for your telephone number. That's it.
Fambulem, another year, we na Rokel Bank. We na Agba Pan banking business na Mama Salon.
Michelle Group of Companies is reliable, competent, and trustworthy in providing quality service to its wide range of clientele. Through Mishcom, we provide premium internet service, secured data connectivity, VLAN and VOI over stats and fiber to mining industries, enterprises, hospitality industries, banks. We also provide fiber to homes, point-to-point, and satellite backup for Freetown and provincial regions. Through our Michelle Security Agency, called MSA for short, we provide a wide range of services that brings safety, security to our clients. Our services include Staff Guard, which also includes access and control room, customer service security, roving, mobile control, and many more. For more information, visit our head office at number 10I Sasame Lewis Road, Freetown, or call +232 73 554 616 or 232 32 554 616. Michelle Group of Companies. We are the
Motorman can talk say, no fine for la you cannot service till you get fine clothes. But what in the Bible will say about that? The Bible say, don't let your beauty consist of outward things, like elaborate hairstyles, the wearing of gold jewelry or fine clothes, but rather what is inside the heart. So, what in you go believe? The thing where motor man say, or what in the Bible say?
Yeah, family, this is Ali Melody. You already know, man. I there with Fry. 97.1 FM. It is what it is. It is what it is. One love.
For the sex ladies, but especially
the love of my life, Mrs. Williams. Let's go.
Now by God, no more, man, take a chicano. No matter what they say, girl, you fine, oh. You ask for fame, pass gold and diamond. You kind of man, no one in a million. I no go left you, I let them give me billion. Puma where they give man colato. Baby, me and you don't collabo. Puma we know they give man bonato. Now by luck, no mama, they get you kind of. So tell me lifelong girl, you are mine, oh. I know they talk when you talk to, and that's the reason why I love you. It's all like you don't put sugar on the logo. It's all like you don't put Maggi on the logo. It's all like you don't put honey on the logo. Girl, I'm in love, oh. Woman, where they praying 5 daily prayer. Electing tranga self, you they be ya. Can't imagine life without you. Oh baby girl, I want you. Now by luck, no mama, they get you kind of. So tell me lifelong girl, you are mine, oh. I know they talk when they talk to, and that's the reason why I love you. Where I get problem, not me and you. For so long, me and you. Oh baby girl, I was meant for you. My life been changed since I met you. Good woman, not forget, oh. So baby girl, you know me where for. The one where the hits make them left for. That you love they make a day go. Now by luck, no mama, they get you kind of. So tell me lifelong girl, you are mine, oh. I know they talk when you talk to, and that's the reason why I love you. It's all like you don't put sugar on the logo. It's all like you don't put Maggi on the logo. It's all like you don't put honey on the logo. Survival Records.
It's a new year, and your favorite show is back again with a bang. Say hello to Radio Fry's mid-morning show, The Brunch, from Mondays to Fridays, 10 a.m. till 12 midday on 97.1 FM, live on our Facebook page, Radio Fry, and on our website, www.fryfry.live. Experience and enjoy authentic, thought-provoking conversations on every reality. Share your stories and let's debate over great music and so much more wherever you are. On The Brunch, we talk about everything, and I mean everything.
Bamboo Demona, welcome once again to The Brunch, brought to you courtesy of Radio Fry 97.1 FM. This is the biggest radio network in Sierra Leone. Of course, now we know more they cover literally all side and salon. We ain't left side and a salon. That's just who we are. We are the biggest radio network in Sierra Leone, which means if you're there right now and you're listening to me from wherever you are, this is an opportunity for you to also know that there's a way you can promote whatever you have, whether it be a project, a product, an initiative, a program, whatever. There has never been a better way and a faster way for promote what you want for do, what you get for sale to the whole Sierra Leone. There has never been a better way. There's never been. So stay tuned to Radio 597.1 FM. We're going to go right into the wonderful part of the conversation. Of course, if you just come back, it means you've been there with me from the beginning. But if you're not been there in the beginning and now you can't listen, then unfortunately, don't miss small. But you can still go back to the remaining of the conversation on the YouTube page when on YouTube page when Radio Fry. Just go on YouTube, you type Radio Fry, click the live feed, and you go for Fenam, or you can simply just go on our website, so on www.fryfry.live, and you never forget everything, literally everything that you need. So, we topic for today choices. We're talking about choices in the context of parenthood, like the choice for get speaking, the choice not for get speaking, the choice to stand for get speaking. What it really mean? All the crux of the most important things that we get for. You need forget that you mind long time before you even go into fatherhood and motherhood. You want forget and waiting for do we already reach there, and you need for manage the situation because we're gonna do all of that. But of course, the phone lines are open. We want for make yourself able to be a part of this conversation, and they can call the number very soon. Let's just get the verse of the day and the quote of the week, and we are on. So the verse of the day they come from Philippians 4:6-7, and it says, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving let your requests be made known to God. And the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus." So this they help with understand. So you see, decisions, choices, all of these different things, desires are things that you can bring to God. It's not always a wise decision for me. You say, I make the choice on my own. And sometimes it's better for you to rely on a higher power. We will help you for make the right decisions them at the right time. I know there's this wonderful scripture I love, and it says, God has made all things beautiful in their time. It means there is a time for everything. If you bring yourself into having a child at the wrong time, trust me when I tell you, you no more get for feel the pinch, the picking back get for feel the pinch, and the world will get for the the picking in existence, they die get for they feel the pinch. They are more take withstanding. And also we get the quote of the week where they come up from John F. Kennedy, where I believe say the foundation and the bedrock of this one whole conversation. Yeah, so where would they get today? And I believe say that what he was saying is John F. Kennedy been they say let's just get that quickly. And it says, children are the living messages we send to a time we will not see. Children are the living messages we send to a time that we will not see. So it's possible for me you send message that the future, yeah, just in case you not be known. How you able I want to send something, if I want to do something in the future, I want to send message at the future. There is a way. Give back to a child. Take them, train them in the message that you want them to be able to send. And trust me when I tell you, the world will bless you for it. So if you be saying you're not doing the right way now, then the world will suffer because of that. And please, may we make our personal responsibilities them. May we invest the right thing in our picking. So tomorrow the future will go before God. Thank you for your existence. Moving straight on to the fact that the phone lines are open now. We want to make yourself able for more to this conversation. Possibly you don't hear able to talk and you don't get opinion and you really be one for call, but the line being closed at that time. The lines are open now. The number for call now 088-971-971. May yourself can talk. What do you think? You think say people that would not married for even say like na decision no for make if they forget picking or not forget picking, or when they forget picking they for push them to a time where well I go say they in the future. Well, I will not go no. Feel free for calling the number 088-971-971. Although we get this wonderful master Sabi woman of God within us, so which where they give we a lot back to back information where I believe the world needs. Some of we will not get the experience yet, so the best thing we can do now waiting for ask. Possibly not get experience need for ask. I believe say that is what wisdom is. Even in scripture, say wise person waiting, they hack into waiting advisors, counsel. So now this is how they do. They call the people that we don't reach the full life. So yes, mommy, welcome back to the program. Some people that may go to tune in now go, I know your name, so you go nice and just introduce yourself once more.
Mrs. Joyce OPOKU.
An educationist, a woman of God with a woman of high sagacity and spiritual purpose. She has oh my God. Anyway, it is well. We're learning a lot from her, and I'm very excited. So feel free for calling the number 088-971-971. I believe it could be one of the best people to answer any question where you might get if you don't listen to the program. Anyway, going back into the conversation, I remember we've been there on this whole subject of parenting or choosing to have a child, and also preparing for the child that you are having, not just bringing the child into a world that is unprepared. And I believe we don't really book a lot of things them in that day, and we don't try to bring them come in a very simple way where everybody can understand. The only side now we really want, or maybe delve into a little bit, now the aspect of fathers and mothers understanding that it is the responsibility of the two to raise a child and not just one. You know, if you're talking about the choice of bringing a child into the world, you therefore realize that is a responsibility that you have to play. There is no walking away after having, like, I don't know if you understand, would I bring up the idea there? So, you know, when I can't, I run away. There's no walking away in that. Like, I don't know. Like, we don't the same. Like, we've had it, some of us, with people and all walk away with, but then they say the host and they make like we're not their life. So, like, these are things that we have to talk about. Because if the goals are there, or the responsibilities are there, then they're looking for the person to take care of it and nobody's taking care of them. Then at the end of the day, see this theory we talk about this Osama bin Laden and Adolf Hitler. We go bring more. Especially imagine posting like a Osama bin Laden in a salon. Look at salon small. Let's say this. So you see, these are the reasons. Especially now, look, if you walk around the states, you find a lot of kids. I don't know if you can go like in places that like you should be a Abacha Street, man.
Yeah.
You ever go in on it?
No, nothing better.
If you go in on it, you cry. The amount of bikini they meet the lead on the table and the fatherless children, motherless children. Some of them, they remind my parents they're alive and don't even know because they don't run away left them. The amount of stories you will hear about people walking away from children. I don't know. I say let's bring this. Let's bring this also to the table. What do you say in this? Because you know we'll talk about this. We'll talk about in the context of a father and a mother. But that possible way they go grab, they go bump picking back and for understand something about this as well.
So I want to understand the question, like people giving birth and not taking the responsibilities they have to. All right. So in the first place, like I said earlier, we need to prepare ourselves to have kids. Like we are looking at the context of a married couple. I don't think these children yes, some of them may have been from homes, but maybe many of them are from single parents, maybe. But even at that, even if you are not married and you impregnate a girl, I mean that's what I said, that once you are ready to have intercourse, you should also be ready to accept that this intercourse can bring a child, and you should be ready for it no matter what. That's why we have law enforcement to ensure that such things go well. But sometimes they just don't go well because you tell a father that take care of your son, and then let's say he just sends money that cannot even feed the child for a day. But he will say that,
I send something.
I'm taking care of my child. I send this amount of money every month. And you realize that it cannot even buy the diapers alone. So the mother has to now go through a lot. And it falls on the mothers because you are like the one directly in contact with the child. So most of the responsibilities fall on them.
Yeah.
And you see some single mothers telling the children bad things about the fathers. Your father this, your father that. See, your father is not taking care of you. But it doesn't help. If you love the child so much, it doesn't help that child. Because I mean, science has proved it, history has proved it, that children who grow up without fathers, it takes the grace of God for them to end well. Just because they didn't grow up with their fathers, they are not the same as children who have grown up with their fathers. It has an influence on them. Like, everybody, ideally, some decide not to marry. But I think everybody, like, growing up, we said that I'll go to school. After secondary school, I'll go to university. After university, I'll get married, have children. That's what everybody thinks. So everybody wants to marry.
Okay.
But I don't think that's, like we said earlier, the bad things we saw, we don't want to have them for ourselves.
Yeah.
So if, unfortunately, a man decides that I'll not take the responsibility, then the mother, you see some mothers, single mothers, becoming like the mother and the father in both situations. So you see on Mother's Day, somebody saying that, this woman is my mother and my father, because the father didn't take up the responsibility. And it doesn't affect only him. It affects all of us. And these children become the drug addicts we know, because let's take our African setting. From experience, I have seen it, because I don't have sisters, I only have brothers. And my mother keeps saying that a woman doesn't raise a man. There are certain things about the boy child that
you have stepped where I needed you to step.
You would want to correct as a woman, but a man would correct it better. Just because he's a man, just because he has been a boy before. The same way I'll see something in a little girl that I can correct because I have had that experience before. So the woman will try hard, but so sometimes in this single parenthood situations, you would get maybe an uncle stepping in, or maybe very rarely that, you cannot be in this house and do this. Very rarely, but most of the time it doesn't go well. So the man is able to, there are some things that it's not that certain aspects of parenthood is for the woman, certain aspects is for the man, but everybody has their unique responsibilities if they don't do it, it affects
the child.
So, and not only the child, but the world at large.
That will have to experience your child.
At large.
You know, while you were talking about that, before you were talking about that, that was the next question that was coming to my mind. Like, the choice of raising a child as a single parent. You see, we've had the most common choice in the world right now. Women are vastly coming to the place where they are okay with just having children. They call themselves what's the name again? Baby mamas. They call themselves baby mamas, and it's okay that that is a problem that we are trying to solve. It's not okay that that's what we want to be. It's okay that we know it's a problem that we are trying to solve now. And the issue now with this baby mama theory and baby daddy theory is the fact that we are breeding a lot of unbalanced human beings. You meet a child that will be willing, a female child, that will be willing to jeopardize her entire future just because a man says, I love you. Why? Because her father was never around to say, I love you to her. She's never been able to hear that and feel the sincerity behind it from Pekin. The first man she meets that can sweep her off her feet and make her heart beat some kind of way, will beat her brain away. And then you say, see this picky there now? They're not serious. Look their life. We with them, not so team be there. These are the things we hear. But you know what? You them, sometimes Papa be there. You them, sometimes Mama be there. Like, the balance was there. You see, the wonderful thing about the generation before us, that is the boomer generation, I'm not talking about the Gen Zs, is that, you see, raising up children was not dependent only on the father and the mother. Yes. Then the community could help you to raise your child. Yes. So while your father is absent, there are many substitute fathers. Yes. But you see now, when you choose to raise up a child without the father, community hardly has access. You know why? If community mistakenly corrects your child, you are the one that's going to stand there and say, don't talk to my child like that. No, nobody has a right to discipline my... But you see, we hear it now. Children's parents will come to the schools to correct teachers Why should you strike my child? Why should you this? Why should you that? These are wonderful things. Yes, we now have children with rights. We have all of this wonderful modernization, and we are all saying we are growing or we are developing and whatever. But at the end of the day, let's look at the human beings we are breeding. We are breeding very entitled, spoiled, lazy, unproductive human beings. And when they come into the world, we are grumbling that, oh, the problems are increasing. This and that. Before, now, can you imagine, the world has gone to the place that and people are just so sit and think, you know what, people are so lazy and unproductive these days. The only way for the world to make sense, we need to create AI. You know why? People cannot think anymore. I feel like it's a total slap on the face of human beings. That now most children in school are spying with AI applications. Indirectly, you go to school, you pay school fee for students, for them to go and use AI to answer their questions and come home as stupid as they left. God, I'm telling you something that I'm telling you,
it's the reality.
It's the fact. There's a way I can break it down and make it nice, but it's the truth. And today, today's reality is worse than before. Now we have more technology. We have more advancement. We have more exposure. The world is now a global village, but the men are far more lazy and far more backward and far more dumb than the ones before. How can we have more information and less wiser people? The ratio is not adding up.
So looking at, from what you said, looking at the fact that in the other generation, it was not just the mother and the father, but the whole community.
Yeah.
Even now, it still is the case, depending on your choice.
Which
but
part of this?
Many people have decided that it is just me, but I would admit it as a parent that as I'm here, my children are in school, and I'm depending on the teachers to continue from where I left off this morning. Do you get it? I cannot always. So if I say I will not allow another person to come in, it cannot be. I should understand that. So if a parent doesn't understand and feels that no, it has to be what I want for my child, what's another. You can't. You don't have it all as a parent. You cannot be the only one bringing up your child.
Okay.
You didn't grow up being brought up by your mother and your father. And so why do you think you can bring up your child alone or by yourself?
Thank you.
We benefited from it that way. The whole community. You wouldn't go anywhere and misbehave because your mother or your father is not there. You know that the elderly man there will go home and report me. And that is even worse because you are trying to portray your parents as they have not brought you up well. And you know it as a child that you don't want it to happen to you. So why can't we? Yes, the world has become a global village. There's more technology and all of that. But the things that held us in the past, why can't we add it to the modernization that has come? And then we are rather taking it out. And these are like the core values, if you like. And if we take it out, then what will be left of them is that you pay the school fees. They wouldn't go and learn anything. Use AI to pass the exam and bring all the A's to you. And they cannot even write anything that...
I'm telling you. You see, the wonderful thing about it is Africa, well, Africans, we no one for grief for embrace. What make we different from the world. You see these core values that we're talking about, these things, community coming in training your child and raising your child and helping you to groom your child and nurture your child into what they are supposed to be. You don't see that in the United States of America. Everybody has their individual rights. You don't talk to me anyhow. You don't talk to my child. I can correct you in front of my child, even if you are older than my child. Those are things that we found in Africa. We did not find it in the United States and in England. Now we are so trying our best to look like we are one of these first world countries that we don't mind losing who we are to come to what we think we should be. Unfortunately, we are breeding human beings that are worse than the ones that are there. No, just look at it now. If we are breeding human beings that were better, we will not be needing their help all the time. All the time we are hey, please help us, problem. help us.
AI colonization.
I'm telling you, everything help. But anyway, I believe at the end of the day, long and short of it, is that parents have to be far more intentional about what is needed, what is missing, how do I fill these gaps before having a child. And let's say the child has come, then I have to sit down and say, this and this and this are the things I benefited from that were good.
Yes.
These and these and these are things I did not want to benefit from, though I benefited from, and they are bad. So I don't want this for my children. I want this for my children. I'm going to ensure that this is what is portrayed to them. And what if I want anything new to come? Obviously, we now see these things, modernization coming. You give your children technology that you don't know how to use. At the end of the day, they outsmart you and they use it negatively. The first thing you do as a parent is test. You don't give what you do not have. You go and give your children access to technology you don't understand. And they use it in the wrong way, and you say, oh, it's not my fault. It's technology. I remember when I was small, my mom, she will watch every movie she bought for me before giving it to me.
Yes.
But now, you know what we do? You give our children access to internet. You say, I bought Netflix. I bought this. Oh, just small. Just watch.
But even Netflix has the kids.
I beg.
No, you see, even Netflix has a kids.
It has a kids.
So like they are trying to say that not everything is good for the child.
When the child reaches the age of 12, 15, there's little you do about those things. You see me, my house, what I watched till I was 18 was what everybody was watching.
Most of the time, because there's like one TV.
There's one TV.
Everybody.
So you see these things that the children can watch now, and without you knowing, there was no opportunity like that. Will I take my mommy's SLBC or CNN? Put it off. I say I want to watch rubbish.
In this African setting.
But now we are hearing things like, I remember a story I had. I'm going to share it quickly. I had a story about a child whose father was summoned to the school, and the father could not dare step foot. Why? Primary school. Child at class 3 caught with a phone full of pornography, child with his classmates. And they asked him a simple question. Where did you get the pornography from? And he said, my father's phone.
It's a pity.
But my father's phone, that was the answer. My father's phone.
It's a pity.
How can that man show face?
Oh no, you see, if it happened in a school where I am, you will know that the father will not be able to come.
He will not be able to.
I mean, if it has happened to you, we all grew up and we saw certain bad things in our parents that we never wanted to become. And we know that we copy more what we see than what we are even told to do.
Yeah.
So if unfortunately a parent is addicted to pornography and then the child has, because he has access to phone, he can copy things and all of that. It is unfortunate, but it's not even for the parent, it's more for the child. So the school should also try going to the home, meeting the father and saying that, yes, we know what has happened is unfortunate, but to help your child, they shouldn't leave that, the man didn't come, he didn't come, and so it will become worse because the child is growing.
It's going to grow.
And worse things could happen.
It's going to grow there. So these are the realities. Like when you talk about it, when we bring these things up, it makes it very clear when we are talking about, you have a way of destroying your child's life without knowing it. You can sit down there buying everything they need, but your habit is killing them. Your choice of words. There are so many ways that you can destroy your child's life, even though you are providing the best comfort for them. Because you know what parents use to compensate their inactions? They say, well, I am providing, and there's nothing that he needs that he does not have. But the question is, what does he need more than direction? What does he need more than an example? I remember a wonderful example that was given to some of us when we were coming up. Say, be an example to the believers. When we're in church. Hey, this is what God has said. So you see, your life will affect your brother. Your life will affect your sister. And you say, well, that's the way you know how to do. That's the way go make you come peace sin. Not do them. It in our Bible. These are things that they may be put away, they may put away. But you know what is scary? We have parents that they've had it, they are doing it, and the kids, and you know, what do we do? How do we move from this place? I'm asking this question because I want somebody out there listening to me to think. If you are that kind of a father, you're that kind of a mother, really, let me ask you this question. Are you sure? Are you sure that when you die, you are going to be happy? If death comes today, you can go in peace, knowing that, you know, my child can continue from where I left off. My child has everything he or she needs to be successful without me. Are you that kind of parent that anything can happen today and you know that I can go to heaven in peace? That's a question you must be asking yourself. Because these days we do not prepare our children for life. We do not prepare our children to glorify God. What we do is we prepare a way to look good to society. You try to pay the highest school fees. Say, my child is going to the best school. Why? Because they want people to say, oh, this person get money. I should respect him. Look at the school his child is going to. Look at his life. Go and build a nice house. Have a wonderful car. But your child's life is a mess.
Yeah, so once again, it boils down to the choice the parents make for their children. I remember when, after I had my son, there was a time I was working. I needed to leave him somewhere, and I thought of a daycare. My husband saw a place. We went. He went first and told me about the place. I went. When I went, it was, the environment, everything. But when I think it was closing time and the children were waiting to be picked home, and I heard them playing worldly music. The children were dancing to it. I told my husband that my son is not going there. My son is not going there at all. Like, as a Christian, as a pastor, because the things you hear all the time, all the things they say in the worldly music, he would hear it and he would begin to see it as okay.
It's okay.
And before you realize, he's behaving like that. So, for me, he never went there.
Wow.
So, coming to the fact that parents give children devices and leave them open, give them free internet access, Netflix, all of that. Steve Jobs or whoever is in charge of Apple never gave his children any device. The iPhone, the iPad.
They not?
They don't have. Till a certain age. Because he knows the effect it will have on them. So if I have decided to give my child there, even as an adult, when you go on the internet, you see good, you see bad, you decide which one to watch. How much more the child that cannot think properly for him or herself? So you, the parent, have to decide. My son has a tablet. He can take a SIM card. I've decided not to put a SIM card. He keeps telling me that if I want to call an auntie or a relative, do I have to use your phone? I say yes. So you are mature. You have to use my phone. I have to know who you are calling, what you are telling the person, what the person is telling you.
Wow.
I have to know. I may not be able to do that all the time, but he knows that the call has to come through my phone. If he wants to even call a relative, an uncle, an auntie, a family friend, it has to be through my phone. And you cannot have my phone when I'm not there. So I hear everything you are saying. And then I know what another person is even telling you. And all his phone calls should be on speaker so that I can hear, so that I can guide him. You get it? Okay. So if I'm giving him the tablet, the SIM card is not there. If I wouldn't give him internet access, knowing that, as I've opened, let's say, Paw Patrol for him and he's watching.
Pop-ups.
Other things keep popping up. Things like Paw Patrol. And before you realize, sometimes you'll be watching, let's say, preaching videos. Before you know it, it has changed. You don't know how it happens, but it just goes off. And you are in another place. It can happen for the child too. They say YouTube kids, but they are not so Christians to say that this content is just what their children need. So parents have to guide their children into. I don't think a parent should give even a child, if 18 is ideal, then the child should wait till 18 when the whole world believes that you can decide for yourself. But until then, you don't leave your child to decide what to watch. And let's say, yes, I've given you internet access. You are watching. Like you said, your mother will watch before you watch. If I have not watched it before you are watching, I will watch with them. So that's when I came to know that there is a character in Paw Patrol called Everest. My daughter said she wanted an Everest cake. I was like, which one is Everest? And he said, it's in Paw Patrol. Let me show you. Then she took the tablet. This one. And there's another one called Sky. Who is Sky? Sky is the one that flies the helicopter. She is color pink. So, okay. So, we know that Sky. We know, it's like, when they are mentioning the things, you also, it's not that you don't know what they are watching. And there are some animations that don't teach them the right things.
Yeah.
I remember there was an animation that was telling children that Satan is not a bad person. And that so somebody is saying bad things about Satan and making him look bad. If you leave your child to watch that, before you know it, your child has become a Satanist. And you may not even know. Till it's one day materializes in a way that, when did this happen and I never saw it? But we go to church all the time. So consciously, you should know. After school, you ask, what did you learn today? What happened in school? So that you know that maybe unconsciously something happened that may have a negative impact on the child. So you should know all these. The parenting is so broad that you should be prepared. You should be prepared, and you should not just leave the children to chance. It wouldn't help they themselves, and then you yourself too, it wouldn't help you because it will come back to you. If your child has not gone in the right direction as you want them to, it comes back to you. Like this parent who was called for a child copying pornography from his phone. You left a gap. There was a loose end. There was a problem, and then it has come back to you. If you had done right, you can put a password on your phone. Yes, some children are smart. They may know your password, but you can also put a password on certain apps so that when they take it, they may know the password for your phone, but it is not even right. The phone is for you, it's not for them. If you get a kid's tablet for them, make sure that what you put on it is what you want them to. It's not that, so that to while away time. This 1-year-old boy who won the youngest artist in the world, male category, his mother was busy doing her artwork, and to keep him busy, she didn't give him a tablet. Maybe he has one, but she didn't give him a tablet. I'm painting, you're also painting. Okay, look at paint. You make here dirty, I'm also doing mine. And before we knew it, that's keeping him busy, or playing a 6-month-old just mixing paint works, has made him become the youngest male artist in the whole world.
Wow.
Like, play. You play. This is paint. These are colors. Play. I am working. I'm busy. Play. It wasn't a tablet. It wasn't YouTube. It wasn't Netflix. And that thing has brought out something that the whole world needs. That a little boy, less than 2 years.
You know, I feel like the best way for parents to start steering themselves to the right direction right now will be to step away from technology a bit.
Yes.
Why? Because obviously we don't hear a lot of this whole technology issue. Parents and children not being able to have moments together anymore. Because even in the dining room, we have phones. Even during service, we have phones. Prayer time is phone. Everything is phone. Even like we've come to the point in which screen time has affected literally half of the people, if not the whole population of the world at this point. And socialization, social skills have become one of the things that you have to teach people now. Before, people naturally had social skills because everything you need, you must also talk to somebody. Now you do it on your phone, you do it on your laptop, you do it on your tablet. A lot of different challenges are coming up simply because of technology and modernization. But with all of those things said, before I'm going to my next point, please remember the phone lines are open. You can call on the number 088-971-971. Make yourself before make a contribution. 088-971-971. 97.1 Win Our Radio frequency. Call on the number 088-971-971. Make yourself able for make a contribution. I believe the parents and they out there will listen and go get some opinions, some comments that we don't go and forgive on this very important topic. Remember, Today now YouTube with it, so you can simply just go on YouTube if you want to follow the conversation on the live feed. Just go on YouTube, type Radio Fry, and you go able for flow with we. Just remember, say you for subscribe to the channel, so anytime we go on YouTube again, you go able for get a notification and follow the conversation. The number again for call now 088-971-971. Remember, say so we like your opinion, we value your opinion. We know one for the other they talk. We can talk about this all day long. There's so many things to talk about. We can't do this exact topic, choice and parenting. It's broad, it's deep. There is no end to it. But the most important thing for we now, you involvement in this whole process. Now, we can say so. We call ourselves the Listen Radio. Now, make a slogan say, what's it? You talk, we listen. So we're here to listen to you now. Call on the number 088-971-971 and make your contribution. So back to you, the woman of God. You know, it's wonderful to see how much I would say interest you take on your own personal kids. Like I see the way you talk, you show how involved you are. And unfortunately, that's not the reality for many people out there. It's not the reality for many parents out there. Some would even say it's not their fault. Some would say it's the fact that they have to go and find the money to provide for these kids that has been the issue. And unfortunately, I believe, say, responsibility is not responsibility. The excuse will they take you away from responsibility, not as important as the responsibility. So if you're going to have an excuse that will take you away from responsibility, you have to excuse yourself from that excuse. I don't know. I'm just being honest as much as possible. Because at the end of the day, you can provide food for the child. No, let me make it the best way that you will understand. You can give it and comfort to mother, to man. You can give it and comfort to drug addict, to man. How about you create a manageable life, if you know for create that can be a flamboyant life there, to a child that will tomorrow be somebody that will be productive. You know, we try to make everything about how it looks rather than the child's actual future. And that not be the biggest issue there like today. But to a very large extent, I believe, say, with what you don't talk, you don't show me, say, you are definitely not one of them. Let's say you got one part of parents and they out there right now they listen, and you really want to change, you want to do something better for your kids. But truth be told, at this point, you're in a job or you have responsibilities that causes you to be able to cater for your kids, but causes you to not be available. How will you help them to transition from where they are to where they want to be?
So one of the things we said in the choice of having children when to have was the career of the parents. So, well, maybe God helped me, but I decided to be a teacher because I was like, I know I would one day marry. I would have children. I want to have time for my husband and my children. That's what I told myself. So a teacher, ideally by 2:00, school has closed. I can come and cook the food myself. I can come and be with my children, help them with their homework and all of that. But being in ministry, sometimes you may not even get that time to. But whatever it is, you should be able to take on the responsibility, whether you are not there or not. Like today, I have to be here. My children are in school. I know that I'm not with them, but they are in school. They are with their teacher. They are in class with their other classmates. So even if you are a busy parent, you are not going to be with the children. Make room for the person who will take care of them. You should be sure of who is with them in your absence. You may not be 100% sure, but when you come back, try and find out, what did you learn? What happened? All of that. So that you are sure that you are not leaving any room for lapses that may come with you not being there for them. And yes, you can provide for them, but do they feel the love? They may have everything a child should have, everything a child could dream of. I want to eat ice cream, I want to eat this, I want to eat pizza, I want to eat this. But if there's no love behind it, then it's almost as useless.
Wow.
Yes, because like one head of state said, if you are going to give me help, and this help, you give me the help with the notion of destroying my country, then take your help. Let me be comfortable with the little I have. I don't want to look so glorious, and then at the end of it, you will destroy us. I would prefer it this way. And then as parents, we should not overlook the fact that children have feelings. Like, my son is just 6 years.
Hello.
But he
Hello,
would,
good morning.
Okay.
Your name and side the call
Good
from?
morning. J-Man, they come from Wilberforce.
J-Man from Wilberforce.
Wilberforce.
Okay. Yes, sir, you can go ahead. What's your contribution?
Yeah. The contribution, I want to tell you thank you for this program. Very educative. Me and a parent, I get 2 girl picking away. One day JSS 1 and the other one day JSS 3.
Okay.
But when I talk very important thing about phone. Yeah. Phone, they disturb them pick up very much. So, me, as a parent, I get my own phone. I can give them, make them use them for research purpose. Other than that, I do restrict them. But this program also congratulate you now. Very much educative. And I tell you thank you for the experience. So now they give you every day. Thank you so much.
Thank you too for thank you for calling. Wow. It's wonderful to actually have people appreciate what you're doing, and that's wonderful. Thank you so much. I didn't think that make you Friday pay attention to the topic there for help. We as Sierra Leoneans, them with we personal life challenges them, whether it be inside the home, whether it be in at the workplace, wherever. We just want to ensure that everybody in Sierra Leone is able to come to the place where they have the knowledge and the experience needed for make them for succeed in whatsoever they do. And parenting is one of them. I can't hide it. Parenting is one of them. So, yes.
So yes, back to what I was trying to say. We shouldn't overlook the fact that children have feelings.
Okay.
So you can correct your child and you realize that maybe I did it out of anger. If you realize it, nothing stops you. Go back to the child. Say that, see, I was trying to correct you, but I was angry. Please, I'm sorry. It doesn't take anything from you. The child sees you as being honest, and they learn it. I remember there was a time like I am trying to bring up these children this way, and then they are going this way. Is this how we have taught you? Is this how you have been brought up? Then you're angry. But then my son comes back to tell me that, Mommy, I know you are trying to correct me, but don't be angry. Don't shout on me. It's led me to do a research.
I understand.
What happens to children when you shout on them? And so I am trying. I'm not perfect, but because, I mean, when you see your child doing wrong, immediately you get angry. But you should also take their views that, I am going to buy maybe ice cream. Which flavor do you want? I want vanilla. Which flavor do you want? Oh, I want strawberry. I want chocolate. Okay, let's try the chocolates. It shouldn't always be. We have grown up in our African setting because, I mean, that's where we are. Choices have been made for us, but we should listen to the children. There may be wisdom in what they are saying. It doesn't mean that you are going to let your children decide for you. That's why I said that, yes, my son can have a tablet. I can put videos on it, but I should know what is. Like this man who called and said that the children have phones. They don't have phones, but he gives them his phone just for research. I remember my youngest brother got a phone when he was in SS3. My mother said that until after secondary school, until after your WAS, this phone, you are not going to use it for anything. If he wants to do research, my mother would hotspot the phone. There was even no SIM card.
Wow.
My mother would hotspot the phone.
Wow.
You will do the research. She's there. Even though she's busy, she's a trader, she's busy. Homework time, we're out there. She's checking her sales and all. She's there. From time to time, you see her. What are you watching? Because sometimes they can open one tab, they are doing the research, they open another thing. So she's constantly, and you know that even though I have the device, I am on it, somebody can just walk in and there's no secrecy here. Can just walk in and check, what are you doing on it? So sometimes I give my children the tablet. I say that, okay, this time it's for learning games. Something educational games. Then you see them playing. I said, oh, I gave you for learning games and you are just playing. So I won't give you again for this time. And even if the children also have devices, we should limit their screen time.
Yeah, definitely.
There was a video that went viral about children who have become addicted to
screens.
And I saw that, I watched that video with my children. And I told them that I don't want you to grow up like this. That when we don't give you the tablet or the device, you start misbehaving. I don't want you to grow up like that. And I asked them, do you think this is good? They said, no, it's not good. I said, okay, so because of this, you have it once a week.
Wow.
But sometimes within the week, you see that, oh,
you spoil them
they have worked hard, they have done something. Oh, okay, so instead of watching something on the screen, let's try doing this. Something with our hands. So now my daughter will come every day. I want to color. I don't hear much. Yes, sometimes they come that I want to play a game. I want to watch this, but it's more of, okay, now let's, because there are other alternatives. Definitely. If the phone was not there, the child would definitely do something. We should also explore all those alternatives. But if we have to give them, we should also guide them.
You see, that is exactly why I wanted to come. Like, there is also the choice of doing things differently.
Yes.
Because, you know...
we didn't grow up with this, but we are here.
The world has come to a place now where society is subconsciously dictating to the current parents how they should raise their children. Sorry. They will tell you, let them go to school, let them this, let them that, let them that. Or they need a phone. In fact, now there are schools that tell you that your child should have a phone. Yes, there are schools that force you to ensure that your children have a phone because they're telling them, what they are sending for them is on WhatsApp. I'm telling you, they are trying so hard to modernize things because, say Ebola have been calm. We may always get this issue where they will say that they teach them from home.
Online.
So from that thing, they're not angry, wipe them totally off. So they are like, they force you for me, Peking get them. Unfortunately,
why can't it be done through the parents' phone?
I don't know.
The parents is too busy.
But that is the choice to be different. If the school say pass, if Peking gets phone, you can say maybe Peking no they get phone. Now my phone number you go use if that's important. Minus that, I'm sorry. Now me they pay me fees. Now me Peking in life, not so you Peking.
At all.
It's as simple as that. But we are all trying to. I remember a child walking up to their mom once and like, oh, my party then gets phone and me no more no gets. And the mama boy begin feel bad. I said, not feel bad.
No.
I said, you're actually doing the right thing. The truth is, she did not have the money to afford that at that time. But she didn't know that the fact that she did not have the money to afford it was even a blessing for the child.
It is.
And I had to, I said, no. I said, if you get the money, you don't get it. At age 6, what do you want to spoon? What's you need that for? And these are things that you have to accept that sometimes the best thing for your child is not what everybody's doing. Yes. And if it means you have to look bad or look like you are poor or look like you are the one that is not following.
You are the odd one
out. Do it. Tomorrow she will come back or he will come back and say, Mom, it wasn't be for you. Thank you. Like you see, these are things that we have to accept. There are choices that we have to make that are not popular. Yes. They are not popular. They are not even welcome to in certain environment. But they are the best ones for your kids and they should not be ruled out. Yes. I believe that we are coming to basically the end of the program. The time don't choke with small now. So I'm going to give you the opportunity as usual to share something, your last word. But I remember you said you had something you wanted to share about your program.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But you just said something and then I want to
add. You can add it then.
That as parents, we should, your child being the odd one out. And I remember that growing up, because I was the only girl, my father had a total of 7 children, and I was the only girl.
Okay.
So even when I'm sent to just buy something across the street, one of my brothers is walking with me.
Okay.
If I'm sent alone, I'm timed. We know that walking to the street and back is just 2 minutes. If you come back after 3 minutes, there's trouble.
Wow.
So the kind of parents, and sometimes, like I said, the parents may not be able to do it all. I remember that growing up, I had my own notion about life, what I want to be and all of that. But at a point, I met another father in the person of my spiritual father,
Okay.
Bishop Dagwood Mills.
Oh.
And the teachings are not what you would usually hear around.
Yeah.
He will teach you that as a girl, you should stay till you are married.
Mhm.
Are you still a virgin? Maybe you didn't know it before this time. Okay, don't do this again. Stay. This is how a woman should behave in the home. A woman should submit. All of those teachings, I believe, added. Like you said earlier, if I had not met certain people the time I met them, and one of the people I really want to acknowledge is my spiritual father, Bishop Dagwood Mills. He's not my biological father, but he embraced me as a spiritual daughter. So some of the, pastors could have many spiritual children, and they influence their lives.
Yeah.
And I can say that I'm sitting here today, I'm able to combine being a wife, being a mother,
Being a lady pastor.
being a lady pastor,
Teacher.
being a teacher, working in a school, taking care of kids, because somebody has
Empowered you.
empowered me, taught me, counseled me. And I believe that sometimes the parents may fall short, but like you said, it falls on the whole community, because what becomes of that child affects everybody else. And so everybody else, sometimes the parents may not accept it, but as a parent, if you sit down and you can see that you can't do it all for your child. You can't. And so we should be able to embrace other people helping. If you see that influence is negative for your child, you do away with it. But the positive ones, because sometimes you may want to correct your child, but sometimes it feels like you love your child so much that you want to over-pamper them. But the other person may not do that. They may tell the child as it is. So allow that person to also step for the good of your child. And I believe that God will help the children become better.
And your program.
Yes, so like I said earlier, I'm a lady pastor in the First Love Church. First Love Church is in Sierra Leone. We have branches in Bo, Makeni, Kenema, and in Freetown.
Okay.
And in Freetown, our headquarters is situated all the way. Let me say all the way, because my friend here keeps telling me that it's far. But you see, Jesus didn't say that heaven to earth is far.
Jesus walked. Yeah, he walked.
He came from heaven to earth for our sake. So I don't think.
From heaven to earth.
Yes, he came. He came for our sake. So
if
you are moving from,
the transport was Holy Spirit.
if you are moving to Waterloo, it's not far. We travel upline. We go to our hometowns. We go to our villages. Go to the province. So yeah, it's all the way at Waterloo. A little after Waterloo, close to 4 Mile.
And that's where Joy is.
No,
the church.
You don't even know where Joy is.
My sister, it is well.
Well, then it's really far.
I know that Joy is after what they call this place when you pass Hill Station, somewhere like.
Oh, then you're true Western. You don't know Joy.
I don't really know.
Okay,
Joy.
so you pass Joy. You pass Joy.
You have to pass Joy to find the church.
You pass Joy.
Okay.
And go. You pass Joy. You pass Hastings Toll Gates, Rokel, Devo, Diviawata, Waterloo. Then Waterloo, you go a little away. You've been offline before, right?
Yes.
Do you know 4 Mile? Do you know Camp?
I've heard about.
Do you know 5-5?
Yes.
You know 5-5?
Yes.
You go after 5-5.
Hey.
No, because why is it like that?
No, don't worry.
Because we wanted a big,
you needed a big place.
Yes,
and the good thing is there are people also listening that are
there.
So you know, some of us
who and there are some of us who will move there also.
Yeah, some of us will move like us.
Yes,
like us. We'll move.
So then you get to Camp. There's Camp Junction, where there used to be, I think, there used to be an airport or something.
Okay.
Around that end after 5-5. Then you keep going. You not get to 4 Mile.
You know what I'm scared of is the keep going part.
They keep going. We will arrive. So you get to a place called Fufuata Junction. Just before you get to 4 Mile. Then you see a signboard, Companero, Home Leon. On your left. You take the road to your left. You follow the road. And you pass the block factory called Home Leon. And then after some minutes, you arrive at the First Love Church.
Because I need to
Yes, we'll arrive.
I really need
and so when we arrive on the 28th of June, we have a very big program called the Freetown's Boogie King.
Okay.
Boogie is an informal word for dance. So we are looking for the dance king.
If you don't get it, forget about it.
It's bringing young people together. Like I said earlier, our church focuses more on young people. Right. Yes, so we are bringing all these young people together. They are coming to dance, show off their talent, but it's also an opportunity for them to hear the word gospel of God, which they wouldn't. I mean, if it's just a normal crusade, they may not easily come. Yeah. But the dancing will bring them together.
The question is, are they winning anything?
Yes.
Like if I go and I say I want to dance to compete, will it?
Well, your group has to register and
when is the registration?
Participate. Yes, the registration. You get the forms and then.
How do you get them? Let's say somebody's out there now and wants to be
Okay,
part
if you're a
of
dancing group, I can give you a number to call.
Okay, and what number is that?
074, I believe, 08. Let me cross check.
Yeah, confirm, yeah.
Yes.
And also,
you can join.
Can you join if you are a single dancer? You want
no, it's group dancing. So
okay.
Yes.
All right.
It's
then
group
I am
dancing.
not a group. I'm sorry. The only group I have is me, myself, and I, or I, the Son, the Spirit, and the Father. We can be a fourplet.
Okay, so you can call this number 074 082620.
074 082620
to get your form.
Okay.
For just 100 euros.
And where do you get your flight fee?
Sorry? Where do you get
your flight fee?
to go. You are going for a competition. The star prize, there's a star prize of 5,000 leons. The first
5,000 leons.
Yes.
Okay, I am coming. I am coming.
That's the star prize. As in, so the first place gets 2,500 with a trophy, the Boogie King trophy, and this is the first edition. So whoever wins this one, yeah. So you get the trophy, and then they also get to get medals. Okay. The second place goes with 1,500 leons, and then the third place goes with 1,000. The other groups. Thank you for participating. It's for the first to third.
Anyway, so
that is it. It's happening on the 28th of June. All the way.
It's not all the way. It's very close.
It's very close.
With that kind of money, it's close. If there was no money, it was far. But it's very close. Let us just be there. Make it there.
Yes,
we'll try our best.
But, I don't know if you could.
I wish I could.
Okay.
Anyway. So, family, just the advice, Nancy Monaco. Please. I would have said you will meet me there. My spirit, my heart, everything is going.
You there.
You are meeting me there.
We are meeting you there.
And I'm coming with you.
Yes.
I will just find a way to tag along because if I go alone, I will get lost.
No, you get to do it. No, so we would have buses.
Okay.
We are selling tickets. The tickets go for 20 leons only.
Okay.
Because if you look at when you have the tickets, you are entitled to a bus that will take you to the church. So yes, you may see buses. We don't have our own buses, but you may see a bus with the Boogie King sticker or banner on it, and then
you just enter.
That's wise. Or maybe you could show us the flyer so that somebody will know that when I see this thing on a bus, it's taking me to the Boogie King.
You know what
so
you
see it, and then
hopefully we're able to get you one point this month, and we'll be able to do it. We'll be able to do that.
Okay.
Because the term don't catch response now we there.
So
but anyway, family, thank you so much for being patient with us. I know you don't learn a lot about parenting and choices and all of that. Après, say we begin for choose better. Let's choose better, please, for our kids, our children, our small,
and in choosing
ones.
better, bring your children to the First Love Christian Mission School at Joy. And
you see, I love the way we are doing this. Your child must be educated too. So it's all part of the choice that you should make a choice that your child should be educated. Anyway.
Well educated.
Thank you so much for being here with us. Thank you for calling. We pray say we'll continue for call. Obviously, we have another program tomorrow that will definitely bless you. You know, we're talking about taking your children to First Love School and all of that. Tomorrow we're talking about learning. Is learning important for kids? Is formal education important in this life? You have to think about this thing. Tomorrow, that's the topic that we'll be going right into. So make sure you tune in tomorrow for this wonderful program. Stay tuned to Radio 5 97.1 FM. My name is Lawrence Head, and I'm saying ta-ta.
So you mean say you sabi cook?
If I cook cassava leaf for you, you go bet your finger.
Cassava leaf? Na my favorite place as dande o.
If not a way you dey in hurry, I for don cook am for you.
Me? Dey in a hurry? Who you call cassava leaf? Get outside you go. I don't cancel all team. Go cook. Any problem?
Me? Problem? When I go cook the cassava leaf for you?
Wife,